Thokozani Bagwantu. Good day. How is everybody doing? And welcome to the season of Maat. Indlovukazi. Indlovukazi yamaqiniso. Maat is the goddess or electromagnetic frequency of balance, law, order, ethics, harmony. She is very much the energy or goddess of truth. Therefore, we are actually in the age of Maat, which is the 2,000-year-long period that has come in. Abelungu bathi Aquarius, thina siyazi ukuthi nguMaat. And this came in after the Piscean age, which is actually the season of Set. So now we are in Maat, and it's Maat season. So, what does this say for Bagwantu? What this says for Bagwantu is you are going to have your feet held to the fire to be honest. Not only honest about yourself, to yourself, but honest with those around you. Remember, Uset came to destroy all those things that no longer served us. We saw the children of Set all over the place destroying as they do best. But also remember, Set removes and destroys things that he causes chaos by destroying things that no longer serve us. Maat then follows in with umthetho, law and order, and fixing things and putting things where they ought to be. So this is going to be a jolly season. I'm excited. I think I'm already seeing some of the signs of Maat at work, because I think there are a lot of us who are being challenged right now to be honest. To be honest about yourself, to be honest about your beliefs, to be honest about what you value. So it's going to be very interesting on a personal level, but it's also going to be very interesting as a collective. Because as a collective, there are certain things that we do and we know they are wrong. But as a collective, we found ways to justify it. Maat doesn't play. Maat is here with her scale, which has one feather in one part of the scales and has the place for your heart. So the way this goes is if your heart is heavy, then you'll tip the scales like this. If you are in balance, then your heart will weigh as light as a feather and there will be balance. Remember also that the electromagnetic frequency of Maat, remember it's not a real person, it's a frequency and an energy. It is composed of these 42 laws. Therefore, because we are also made up of Maat, we have Maat as part of our makeup, these 42 laws are within us. I think I've done a video before where I explained how to activate the 42 laws of Maat within yourself. So we, in so many ways, are Maat. We are encouraged to live in Maat like everything else. Maat is responsible. This is the electromagnetic energy that's responsible for keeping the stars up in the sky where they should be. She is responsible for keeping the planets where they should be. She is responsible for keeping the sun, the moon, everything else situated exactly where it should be so that there is order in the cosmos. So just like here on earth, Maat is responsible for knitting together your limbs that make you in a certain order. Otherwise, you might have your leg here and your arm somewhere else. But Maat is who orders these things in you as a person, in the dogs, in the trees, in the flowers. Maat actually is who's responsible for what we call sacred geometry that we found repeated over and over again in animals, in trees, in plants, etc., etc. Meaning that there's a certain order in the cosmos through which creation happened. And that order is Maat. So I hope to share a little bit more with you guys where Maat is concerned. Sorry, there's something that's in my eye and I refuse to edit and start again. So I'll be sharing a little bit more with you as we go along this season of Maat. Maat's colors are purple. So I'm in purple. Her colors, her stone is amethyst. I forget what her incense is. I should write it up for you guys somewhere. But there are certain things that you can do if you want to stay in connection with Maat. One of them is wear the color purple. Use the stone amethyst intentionally by invoking her when you're wearing or holding the amethyst stone. When we say color, what are we talking about? Well, what does color matter where these energies or frequencies are concerned? Well, a color is nothing more than, again, like everything else, it's a frequency, right? So the frequency at which you will connect with Maat is the color purple. Meaning to say, when you dress in purple, you're more likely to connect with Maat because it elevates your very frequency so that you get to the frequency she's at. The same goes for Dlozi clothes, guys. Let's look at the scientific reason why certain Dlozi cloths, and we say this all the time, if you're ancestrally gifted and you have a certain cloth, some days there's someone who urges you to use a particular cloth so that they can kumana with you. It's all about frequency. It's all about you being able to access the frequency they're at. And so by wearing a particular cloth or a particular color cloth, you are in essence then in the frequency where you and this particular Dlozi can have a heart-to-heart. Isn't science beautiful? Science is magical. But on that note, guys, I hope I have helped. Coming on live today at Great Empire of Kemet with Unkanyezi, where we are going to be talking a little bit about Inzalo Yelanga, the African calendar, and also please bring your spiritual questions. Please, guys, try to make your questions general. A lot of you are bringing your own personal stories. As Bagwantu, can we start thinking communally instead of just individually? Your individual needs usually get met when the needs of the collective are met. A lot of you are bringing the kind of questions that I refuse to answer online, because once I start talking about your business, then it's download after download, and that takes me out of my sort of 100% physical there. Number two, please, when you bring your questions, if you have questions that are personal, you guys know how to find me. You can send me a DM. However, for all other questions, please, we can share out, ask your questions in a manner that is relatable to other people. Stop centering yourself so much. We need to get away from the selfishness, because we were never like that. We always used to think of the collective. That's not to say don't think of you, but there's a time and a place for everything. When I come on live, I'm not coming for individuals. I'm coming for the collective. So if you have a question that you sense or feel that the collective would love an answer on, then ask. But don't bring your individual personal dream, because what is the collective going to learn or gain from you asking about your own personal issues? If I can just get that clarified, we would have beautiful lives. I love when we come on and we are our house and it feels safe. It feels wonderful. So let's maintain that. Let's maintain our unity growing. We don't always agree, but that's great. But at least the one thing that we are doing is that we're learning to listen to each other with respect and respect other people's points of view without vilifying them. The only thing that makes you attack someone else for their opinion is when you are in your ego. And we all know that ego has no place in the spiritual space. So when you guys come on over tonight at GEK, bring those questions, but please refrain from making them personal. Until later, mas togozin. See you guys.